You know, there are certain franchises that just keep on giving like a treasure trove. Predator is one of them. It's been almost 4 decades since Arnold Schwarzenegger faced off against this otherworldly being, and from then on, the Predator universe has only grown. Leaving aside the follow-up movies, the creepy-looking alien also entered the world of comics and video games, giving us the chance to experience the thrill of fighting a Yautja firsthand. Predator's lore runs extremely deep, with all the canon and extended discussions, and the continuous evolution of the species. However, amidst the many different types of predators we've witnessed over the years, some deserve a video of their own. The super predators are one of them. Before Dan Trachtenberg's Predator Badlands drops and sends us on an adrenaline rush all over again, let's check out the anatomy and mechanisms of these super predators. But before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Who are super predators? To answer the very question in the title of this video, yes, super predators are considerably larger than the regular ones. Given their name has the prefix super, this was a no-brainer. However, it's not just the size that sets them apart from relatives. There's a lot more to their anatomy, which makes them truly superior to the other predators. Super predators are basically a subspecies of the Yautja race, and their height stands roughly at about 7 feet 4 inches, or 2.2 meters. They're also stronger and way more violent than their smaller cousins, and can be considered as an enhanced or superlative version of the Yautja species. Fans also speculate whether some kind of drugs have fueled this unprecedented growth rate. However, being physically more powerful does not mean that super predators are bulkier. Rather, they are more muscular and have a slender build, in comparison to the others in their clan. That essentially means super predators can be more agile during fights, and once you combine them with more than usual ferocity, they can be the most formidable types of predators to win against. According to Noland in the 2010 film Predators, there are 2 kinds of them, who are similar yet different, just like how a wolf is different from a dog. No brownie points for guessing who the wolf here is. How do super predators look? Coming to the appearances of these apex-level predators, they have a more reptilian look than their better-known family members. Their skin is scaly and of a different color. Super predators are also known for their longer faces, which give them a small projecting nose and mouth. Interestingly, their dreadlocks or braids are way more swept back than on any classic Yautja, and their trill is also much deeper and somewhat feral or beast-like than what we commonly see. According to some sources, it was mentioned in the 2010 movie's script that the super predators were supposed to bleed black blood, though ultimately that was changed to green. Moreover, producer and concept developer Robert Rodriguez stated that the super predators are Yautja outcasts who have been sent to the game preserve planet as punishment and are hated by the main society. That would make super predators Yautja bad bloods. What is the super predator's hunting culture? Given that they are the black sheep of the Yautja family, it's safe to assume the super predators don't care about following the Yautja honor code while hunting, nor do they seek out fair fights by removing their armors and equipment before engaging in hand-to-hand combat with their opponents. Simply put, they are rogue kids. The super predators attack their adversaries as brutally as possible and kill them in the most merciless manner. Unlike the other predators, who hunt to collect trophies and maintain dignity of their own, the super predators hunt for DNA to improve themselves and become more powerful. This 2010 Predators script even intended to follow that, and somehow the 2018 film, The Predator, coincidentally bears some similarities in this respect, in particular plot points. Berserker, Falconer, and Tracker, the most notable types of super predators, appeared to be in some sort of a blood feud with the jungle hunter Yautja and carry on the age-old rivalry between the 2 groups. Though they both seem to use the same technology, the super predators' tools are far more advanced. While hunting, they prefer to use traps to induce panic and fear among their prey and enjoy it when the victims try to run. Also, the super predators are so mean that they don't hesitate even once before killing an injured or unarmed enemy, as opposed to the other predators. Allegedly, they also used hellhounds for flushing out their prey. However, they do value the number of kills, and thus constantly try to better themselves to become more experienced killers. That's precisely why they choose a target that's dangerous enough to challenge them in order to learn and upgrade their skills and technology. Somewhere, the super predators share some similarities with the killer Yautjas, as they too captured and controlled xenomorphs for their own benefit. I can't be the only one sensing a big bad family drama here. What are the weapons and armor of super predators? The arms used by the super predators are definitely better than those of the classic predators, but the difference is more like an Apple upgrade. That's to say, they're almost equally potent. The super predators rely only on a single wrist blade on their wrist gauntlets and employ a Gatling gun type of plasma caster. Their armor appears to be tighter and has more leather than metal, at least by the looks of it. One of them could also access this particular bird-like spying device known as the Predator Falcon to track their targets. In fact, as of now, only the super predators among the Yautjas have gotten hold of the Predator Falcon. Wearing a biohelmet is nothing new among Yautjas, and the super predators are no exception. However, their biohelmets have a special feature, a new vision mode to detect the pulse of a victim. No other predators have been seen using this unique vision mode. The super predators also have the tactics of using a remote detonator, vocal mimicry, and cloaks. In fact, in the original script of Predators, the Berserker was designed to have spikes all over his armor and even on his frills. However, this idea did not go through in the final movie. Ugh, why do they always have to chop off the exciting bits? Who are the most famous super predators? While there are quite a few known super predators, Berserker, Falconer, and Tracker are the most famous of them. And as I said, it was them who led the fight against the Jungle Hunter clan. Berserker, also known as Mr. Black, is the ultimate predator. From the moment he was born, Berserker was endowed with greater physical abilities and a higher intelligence, who turned out to be the youngest Yautja ever to take down a xenomorph and acquire the young blood status. Understandably, Berserker was hailed as a prodigy among the Super Predator clan, and rose to a legendary warrior status in almost no time. He has more kills than any other predator of his generation, and as a part of the honored class, Berserker assumed the position of the leader of his own hunting clan. This group consisted of himself and two other young blood predators, Falconer and Tracker. Sadly, in 2010, a human mercenary, Royce, killed Berserker by decapitation, who came to the game preserve planet for an annual hunting spree. There's another Berserker on LV-412, and there too, he appeared to be a type of commander of the Super Predator clan. Next up, we have the Falconer Predator, who was a skilled engineer. He, however, gave a rat's ass about abiding by the old Yautja hunting traditions, because to him, the hunt must progress, and so should the equipment. Seems like he's a little too attached to technology, which is only fitting given his engineering knowledge. Falconer thus believed it was best to observe and gather the techniques and mechanics of those he hunted. He was indeed successful in his game, but as a young blood class predator, Falconer grew increasingly intrigued by his prey, which used flying creatures as a weapon. And bingo, he created the Predator Falcon. Falconer knew that he would not be able to train or domesticate such creatures in his homeland, so he built and programmed his own stalking bird. Falconer used the Yautja instrumentation available and augmented it by combining the tech of the xenomorphs and other cultures he had encountered while killing. Though he was not much for old customs, he did honor the hunting process, and is the only super predator to do so. Falconer did not just kill for the thrill of it, but instead chose to fight nobly to the death. Finishing the trio, we have the Tracker Predator. For some reason, he seemed to cherish the company of the hellhounds more than that of any other predator. He bred and trained the hounds, and had a sense of affection for them. Tracker believed that they were not being used to their full potential by the other Yautjas. The hounds, too, had his back. On his first official hunt of a xenomorph, they helped him track and kill the alien in record time. However, the dogs were way too excited to feast on the dead body and didn't leave a shred of the xenomorph for Tracker to bring back as a trophy. Who are some of the other notable super predators? Apart from these three, there are a couple of super predators who are worth mentioning. For starters, forearms. The gigantic creature appeared in the Predators comic and is thought to be a mutated variant of a regular Yautja. Being a super predator, Forearms gets easily enraged and delivers melee attacks, stronger than any known Yautja. However, Forearms was defeated by the same person who took down Berserker. Nightstorm Predator, or Scarab Predator, is a super predator elder, where elder refers to the highly accomplished, long-lived Yautja warriors. Nightstorm is considered to be the progenitor of the rivalry between super predators and Yautja, spanning over multiple millennia. Nightstorm's lineage can be traced back to the archaic ancestor of the half-breed Scavenge, and it's believed that he was present on Earth 4,000 years ago, taking part in one of the first earthly xenomorph ambushes in ancient Egypt, led by his Yautja cousins. However, Nightstorm did not approve of the Yautja Code of Honor, believing it gave the prey too much freedom. He thus left his relatives and formed his own faction, aiming to unite all the super predators under his rule. Once he battled against a Yautja, it solidified his place as a renowned elder who attacked only worthy opponents. Among the jungle hunters, he is considered the devil. Lastly, let's talk about Nightstorm's descendant, the Scavenge Predator. He was a nomadic half-breed Yautja in a small village who grew up to respect the Yautja Code of Honor. As a successor of the elder super predator, Scavenge bears quite some resemblance to Nightstorm, except his skin is dark green instead of blue. He likes to be by himself, barely talks, and doesn't associate with either of the two clans. He put Nightstorm on a pedestal and forged most of his weapons like his, including the body armor, a special biomask, a combi stick, and elongated wrist blades. Scavenge too has a hound for a companion. Can the super predators reproduce? Boycotted or not, the super predators have Yautja blood running through them at the end of the day. So damn yeah, they can reproduce. The Yautjas are a dual-sexed race, though the humans have encountered mostly the male ones. They have a particular breeding season, during which the female Yautja chooses the most able males to impregnate them. It's presumed that the males return to their homeworlds after this, since the females don't leave their place as much. Young Yautjas are called sucklings, who are born after an unknown gestation period. Young Yautjas appear to be live and not as any kind of egg, so we can infer that the species has somewhat mammalian traits alongside their reptilian features. Will super predators appear in Predator Badlands? We all saw the trailer, and the new predator wreaking havoc is the hottest topic of discussion right now. Many fans, whom I like to call Yautja experts, have claimed that what we saw in the 2-minute clip is a type of super predator, termed as the apex beast. The story is set to follow a young outcast predator, Dek, who must find an enemy on the desolate planet of Kalisk for the first hunt. The opponent is none other than the apex predator, who seems like almost 100 feet tall. Compared with its height, the apex beast is expected to weigh tens of thousands of pounds. He is the living, breathing monument of chitin, muscles, and unknown materials. The apex beast has a unique biochemical look, with a mix of organic and synthetic elements, and the brute is portrayed with sharp spikes all over his body. These spikes seem to act as both decorative and defensive measures. He also has sharp fangs, capable of tearing through massive organs. The origins of the apex beast are shrouded in mystery. It can either be a product of an extreme evolution on Kalisk, or a terrifying creation of an advanced, albeit unknown, alien civilization. It can also be an experimental blow weapon developed by corporations like Weyland-Yutani. The ambiguity only adds to its horror factor. The apex beast might also exhibit unparalleled intelligence, resilience, and possible regenerative qualities. Given the dialogue by the Weyland-Yutani android Thea, "You're hunting something that can't be killed." So yeah, get ready to witness the most dangerous predator in the Yautja universe. Marvelous verdict. Well, we shall never get tired of a little trip into the Yautja world, huh? The super predators are unquestionably more menacing and lethal than their counterparts, and given the advantage of size, weapons, and intellect they possess, regular Yautja seem almost inferior in comparison. These towering hunters represent a darker, more unforgiving evolution of the species. The super predators don't just hunt, they show power and dominance. While the code of honor might be a huge thing for the classic Yautjas, for them, it's a mere roadblock to glory. These enormous monsters know nothing but cruelty and efficiency, turning every encounter into a calculated murder rather than a test of skill. Let us know your thoughts on the super predators, and who is your favorite among the clan. I'll see you in the next one. Bye! And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.